If you are an agency owner who say manages multiple clients, what are the potential earnings?
But to give you a range, and this is based on my experience, you can make a revenue of 300,000 up to couple of million pesos. Depende yan kung paano mo mai-scale yung business mo.
Bro, I'll be direct. Have you hit the 7-figure months?
Yes.
Damn. Ooh. How old are you when that happened? All right, everybody. Welcome back to the B2G podcast. All right? So, may announcement muna ako, boys, bago ko ipakilala sa atin ang bago nating guest. So, we recently had an issue, okay? Unfortunately, yung old channel ng B2G got deleted, okay? So, all of the videos, we're trying to fix something there, maybe mag-repurpose pa. But, tinry na namin mag-reach out sa YouTube, but it didn't work as planned. So, our plan is to come back stronger. We're not giving up. Volume 2, mas bigger guests, mas more value. If you're trying to improve in life, masculinity, finance, sa pera, magdadala kami ng guest na matututo sa inyo. Which brings me to our Volume 2. First guest, okay? This guy, I've met this guy sa isang event because I'm gonna tell you my secrets kasi dito ko lang i-expose talaga yung tunay kong ginagawa. I usually don't disclose it in the B2G channel. But professionally, meron akong agency and he's an agency owner. Nagkamit kami. It's really good because we can now dive deeper sa mundo ng agency world. I don't know. I know a few people na agency owners, so this will be really helpful if you are starting out. If you are from a call center agent na naglulook ng new steps or pathways, this will be good for you. Okay? If you're a freelancer that's starting out and you wanted to grow your career, this guy will teach you everything. Okay? And then lastly, providing value as a business owner, kasi yun yung career path na tinagpo niya. He's the owner and founder of Lead Assassin. Go to leadassassin.com if you want to learn more. And also, the host or the owner or the founder of the Clay Club Manila, which I'm also a part of. Introducing to you guys, Mr. Ericson Dalusong. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you, bro. Thank you sa warm and solid na introduction. I love the energy.
Absolutely, bro. And just to introduce myself, my name is Luis Ortega. My co-host,
Zinili.
Zinili. Okay? So,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
yep. Okay. So, I guess going back first, not going back, but starting off, bro, para sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa iyo, I know medyo weird interaction yung nangyari sa atin, pero let's tell the audience a little bit anong ginagawa mo sa buhay, yun, and like talk to me about your share natin sa kanila kung sino ka, ganun. Yeah.
Sure. So, my name is Ericson. Isa akong agency owner, and I would say that I send cold emails for a living. Naghahanap kami ng mga potential clients para sa mga businesses. That's what we do exactly.
Okay. So, just to clarify din yung by agency, we mean like a productized or like a service-based business siya na may serbisyo kami, i-provide namin sa ibang businesses and then babayaran nila kami in exchange. So, it's like a service-based business.
Yep.
Okay? Para lang di kayo ma-confuse, baka may iba pang agency kayo mano dyan eh. But, i-reveal ko na din, I also send cold emails for a living. That's why we both met.
Yep.
And gusto ko lang din magsimula, bro. Paano ka nagsimula? Like, how did you end up being an agency owner dito sa Pilipinas? Because I just know a few people na na agency owner, parang
Yep.
usually sanay sila sa 9 to 5. Hindi ko alam sa world mo, but talk to me about that. Yeah.
Right. So, it all started, bro, nung pandemic. So, before the pandemic, if I may share, I was a corporate employee. So, I was employed for 8 years sa isang BPO company. And then, nagkaroon nitong pandemic. And because of that, natakot ako na baka mawalan ako ng trabaho. Because back then, everyone was being
Laid off.
Yeah, laid off. Some are being not really laid off, pero yung parang temporary leave lang muna. And that's parang force na ginagawa. So, I came up with the idea na i-explore yung freelancing. At first, wala ko talagang idea, wala akong background. So, na-research ko lang kung ano yung freelancing. Actually, hindi pa nga freelancing yun eh. VA yung sinesearch ko. Kasi yun yung narinig ko na...
Yung mic lang, bro. Sorry.
Ito.
Yan. Yeah, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Sa
VA. General VA.
Yeah. So I was searching for general VA. And ayun, nakita ko yung Upwork na pwede pala dun mag-apply or pwede pala mag-submit ng mga job applications doon at makakuha ng clients. So wala pa akong experience and I took the chance na makakuha ng client kahit mababa lang yung offer. So yung unang contract ko sa Upwork, by the way, yung Upwork pala is a freelance marketplace. Yun nga, pwedeng makakuha ng client doon, makapag-submit ka ng mga job proposals. So yung first na client ko, he paid me $15 for a 3-day job. So yung job ko noon, yung work na ginawa ko, taga-upload ako ng logo sa WordPress website. So, kung hindi kayo familiar sa WordPress, ito yung website builder.
Tool.
Website building tool. So, nag-upload ako ng 500 logos and yun, manual ko siya ginawa. And ginawa ko siya for 3 days. So, I enjoyed yung yung work. So, ang ginawa ko after that is naghanap pa ako ng mga ibang freelancing work. So, until meron akong naka-work na client, and itong client na to, she is a startup founder, and tinuruan niya ako kung paano gumawa ng mga SOPs, paano i-run yung operations. Doon ko natutunan yung cold email tsaka LinkedIn outreach. So, nag-work ako doon ng almost 2 years, and then after that, I've decided to put up
agency.
Yung sarili kong agency. So, ganun nag-start yung idi-discuss.
Okay, so we have a lot of breakdown. Nakita niyo yung career progression niya. Very similar to mine. Call center din ako, then nag-general VA, then multiple clients, then agency owner. Parang ganun yung naging career pati. Pero, let's dissect it even further. You said you were in BPO for 8 years?
Yep.
Okay. So, Zen, I need your help on this. Like, as someone na wala pang experience sa BPO or call center, like, are there anything na makakurious ka kagad? Uy, 8 years na to sa liga. Like, ano yung mga itatanong mo kagad doon?
Ako since wala talaga akong idea doon sa BPO and yung call center. Parang siguro ano yung ginagawa niyo doon. At first, parang ilang oras kayo nag-work. Paano niyo siya ma-explain sa akin ng sobrang simple lang, gano'n na maintindihan ko. Kasi, zero yung idea ko sa BPO eh. Anong ginagawa niya doon?
Okay. So, it's also very good. Let me add into that, para lang, narinig natin yung position ng someone na wala pang experience. So, I guess, majority of our viewers, kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-experience ng BPO, let's define it first. Business processing, outsourcing. Business process outsourcing yata yan. BPO, okay? Basically, ina-outsource mo yung mga tasks like customer service, okay? So imagine niyo may TikTok shop kayo, may mga tumatawag na tao nagko-complain, tas may hotline ka. Kami, as a call center agency, mga sasagot noon, okay? This goes along with different companies. Like, it can be like a sales company, telco, okay? Nandun ako, naging telco part ako. And then, also like Amazon, like, madaming tinda, basically. Like, kailangan nila mag-inquiry. Anything na majority of the time, if BPO ka, at call center ka, inbound siya, meaning nun, ikaw yung tatawagan, ikaw yung sasagot, may problema sila, ayusin mo. Parang ganun siya in a simple terms. But I wanted to hear, as someone, naging TL, ako, chupa-chups lang ako dun eh, pero tanungin natin si TL, is there anything to add there? This explanation niya.
Yeah, I think yun exactly yung parang
blueprint.
Blueprint ng BPO. I think sa akin sobrang naging interesting nung experience ko doon because kung ano yung mga natutunan ko from BPO, like how to handle customers, how to deal with people, especially with yung mga colleagues, no? Na-incorporate ko siya doon sa kung ano yung ginagawa ko ngayon. And siguro kahit hindi naman kayo nasa BPO, I mean, kung ano yung ginagawa nyo currently doon sa parang next na career, magiging career path ninyo, you can still incorporate kung ano yung magiging experience mo doon.
It's not completely useless. Kumbaga.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah.
Kunyari ako, since wala akong idea, kunyari wala akong idea sa like freelance,
Okay.
is it worth it ba na i-try ko muna yung BPO before ako mag-freelance or freelance muna tapos BPO?
Good question.
Yeah. Good question, no? Not necessary. Kasi I've witnessed na may mga freelancers na hindi na sila dumaan sa BPO. I would say na depende sa kung ano yung niche or kung ano yung industry na papasukin mo. For example, ang freelance industry na papasukin mo ay kailangan ng customer service na experience. Maganda, pero not required. Maganda na galing ka sa BPO. It's an edge kasi you have the customer service skill set. Pero to answer your question, it's really not necessary.
Pero I also wanted to add there, it's not necessary, pero ang important na kailangan nyo doon tandaan, dapat kayong magkaroon ng communication skills.
Exactly.
Kasi, ito yung logic doon. You, majority of the time, will be working with clients internationally, okay? So, ibang lengguwahe sila. So, you having communication skills, pwede mo na mabenta yung sarili mo. So, kaya, masasabi kong, not necessary mag-BPO, pero may advantage na sila.
Right.
Ang karamihan lang sa mga nakikita ko, kaya pala sila nai-stuck doon is, hindi nila alam saan magsisimula. Which brings me to my question.
Yep.
BPO sila ngayon, hindi nila alam kung saan magsisimula in terms of freelancing. Let's give them actionable steps. Paano bang gagawin nila? Ano yung step 1, 2, 3 hanggat makalipat sila transition?
Okay. The first thing, para sa akin, the first thing that you have to do is to look for someone na nandoon na sa industry na yun. It doesn't have to be freelancing, but sorry, ulitin natin. Cut natin yan. So, for me, the first step is to look for someone na nandun na sa specific industry na yun. So, basically, you have to look for a freelancer. Kasi, pagka nahanap mo na yung freelancer na yun, you can ask questions. Paano ba mag-start ng freelancing? Ano ba yung dapat kong aralin? Ano ba yung opportunities? Di ba? So, that's one. Kasi without knowing someone who is in that kind of industry, medyo mahirap. Kasi you don't really know where to start. So,
Question. Sorry to cut you off. Question. Mako-consider mo na bang knowing someone with the power of internet, someone on YouTube, say nagaya ko siya, itong channel na to, puro ganito lang yung pinagpo-post. So, is that considered or does it have to be someone personal para matanong mo sila?
it doesn't have to be someone personal.
Okay.
So, yung YouTube, considered na yun. As long as na makakuha ka ng value, ng concrete and specific steps kung paano ba mag-transition from point A to point B, that is considered already. Or that can be considered already.
Yep. And one thing na gusto ko lang din i-add doon sa sinabi ni Ericson is when you find someone na nandun na sa freelancing career, gusto ko lang in a simple terms, kailangan nyo maintindihan kung saan nanggagaling yung pera dito. Like, ito madaling explanation. Nagbabayad sa akin yung kliyente ko kasi magagawan ko siya, matutulungan ko siya magbenta palalo. So meaning, makakabenta siya, yung parte ng benta niya, babayad niya sa akin. Parang clear yung exchange ng value.
Yep.
What I'm trying to say here is, dadating kasi sila sa phase kung saan, kunyari, yung general VA, right? Like, kung ano-ano pa ginagawa mo.
Yep.
You can skip the part and focus on specific skill na gagawin mo, pero you have to understand saan nanggagaling yung value or like, saan yung exchange ng value nangyayari. Are you offering ads? Kasi kung nag-offer ka ng ads, then magkakarowa sila, return on ad spend tawag doon.
Yep.
Are you offering creatives? Okay, magkakaroon sila ng likes and posts and ano pa yung social media which brings in more sales. Like, try nyo i-trace yun kasi now na, kunyari, maliligaw na ako kay Ericson na business owner na naghahanap ng service ko, I can now demonstrate, hey Ericson, okay, kailangan mo pala ng more leads eh. Hey, I can provide you leads. Tapos, let's do the math, Ericson. Pag binayaran mo ako ng 3K, makakakuha ka ng 30K. Does that sound fair enough? Like, you can translate the exchange of value kasi huge part yun, especially if you want to get more clients and scaling part. Like, I know, we're talking about the beginning, but for you to skip, apply that logic. Saan nanggagaling yung value of exchange? Anything to add there, bro?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you pointed that out kasi value equals money. So if you wanna make real money, you have to think of ano ba yung value na maibibigay mo to get that money in exchange. And that's your assignment. Ano ba yung parang, for example, your target is to get 100,000. Ano ba yung skill set na mapoprovide mo para makuha yung 100,000? That's the question.
Exactly. Any follow-up there?
Ayun, yung di ba sabi mo, parang from BPO ka, tapos pinag-aralan mo paano maging VA, mag-transition into that.
Yep.
Ano yung kailangan kong specific na skill set para makapasok sa isang VA or anything na related sa freelance?
Yep. So there are a lot of skill sets na pwede mong aralin or i-develop. But I would say na you pick a skill set na nandoon ang opportunity. And mahirap din parang i-describe kung ano ba yung meaning ng nandun yung opportunity. So when we say nandun yung opportunity, of course, may need, no? May problem, meron kang problem na pwedeng isolve doon. Pangatlo, I would say na hindi masyadong mahirap yung competition. Kasi nowadays na nakikita ko, for example, lang Facebook ads. So everyone is trying to learn how to do Facebook ads, pero ang dami ng Facebook ads sa market. And then on the other hand, merong outbound lead gen. Pero konti lang yung outbound lead gen compared sa, hindi ko sinasabing konting-konti, but you see the gap, malaki. So what I'm saying is, you find kung saan merong mas may shortage. Yun yung nakikita ko na pwedeng gawin.
Yun din yung magsisilbing advantage mo if you can position yourself. Like, okay, na-notice mo, like, ang dami ko palang kalaban. So, by the way lang before ako nag-transition into full cold email agency, I was doing Facebook ads, like media buyer talaga ako since 2021. I've done TikTok ads, nagmamanage ako ng dropshipping stores, nag-scale ako ng Facebook ads with high-ticket coaching. So you see, even me had to let go and pivot para lang to position myself better din sa market. So, yung mismo sinasabi ni Ericson, it takes experience. Masasabi ko it takes experience to calculate that right from the get-go. Lalo na kung baguhan ka, syempre bagong mundo to, maliligaw ka ngayon kung saan ka titingin, gato, ganyan. Madami shiny object syndrome. Siyempre, kung ako prinopromote ko cold email, sasabihin ko talagang malaki pera dito. Yung prinopromote yung Amazon dropshipping na yan, malaki din pera dyan, sasabihin nila. Kasi yan yung tinda nila eh. Talagang yun yung ipropromote nila. But apply the same logic lang din. Like, na hindi namin ito ma-figure out unless nag-try kami. Nakita mo yung sinabi ni Ericson din kanina na parang career progression niya from like a general VA, nakakuha siya ng isang client, then boom, bumuo siya ng agency. Like, it kind of like works like a magic, masasabi ko na nandiyan ka ngayon, di mo alam, konektado yan dito. Like, it kind of works as a puzzle as long as you're not complacent.
Yes.
And also you're progressing every time. Like, na nagpro-progress ka talaga. Yun.
I love that. Especially yung hindi ka complacent. Kasi, nakikita ko rin na common problem, especially with the skilled freelancers, no? Pagka na-establish na yung skill, nag-stop na doon. So, ang nangyayari, either naging outdated yung knowledge and hindi na nakakapag upskill or hindi na nakapag-innovate. So, I love yung sinabi mo sa partner, Luis.
Yup, bro. And may curious question lang ako kasi ikaw, as someone na galing sa BPO for like 8 years, nagkaroon ka kasi ng parang ng urgency nung nagka-pandemic. Like, natakot ka, baka mawalan ako, so kailangan ko kumilos.
Yes.
Pero, it's kind of the sad truth. Well, paano naman ngayon? Wala na silang urgency maglipat. Baka,
Okay.
paano naman, someone na tumatagal na sila sa BPO, like, let's say more than 8 years na din,
Okay.
gano'n. But, they're kind of stuck. Ano sa tingin mo yun?
Okay.
As someone na galing doon na matagal, pero may urgency ka kasi. Pero, if you were to do it back this time, pero walang urgency, walang pandemic, lilipat ka ba noon? Or what would be your thought process there? Like, the growth behind it?
Yeah. I think dahil walang urgency, no, you have to just identify ano ba yung why mo. What's your deepest why? Bakit mo kailangan gawin yung dapat mong gawin? Which in this case is, for example, bakit mo ba kailangan mag-transition into freelancing?
Para kanino ka bumabangon?
Well,
kami.
Nakakatawa, but
Totoo
literally.
siya.
Oo,
Totoo siya.
yes, di ba? Gusto mo ba mag-cut ng hours or gusto mo ba makasave ng hours at hindi na bumiyahe dahil gusto mo makasama yung family mo? You have to identify kung ano yung reason.
Which also brings, now na na-realize ko yun, hindi talaga din, masasabi mo bang hindi talaga siya para sa lahat din? Kasi some people still would stay in the BPO industry. Hindi ko naman, full respect, galing ako doon, galing siya doon.
Ako din, yeah.
But, I would say, well, maybe hindi sila, like extrovert sila. Hindi nila kaya nagsosolo ka doon sa room. Kasi majority of the time, me and him, solo kami niya sa mga room, nagtatrabaho kami palagi
Lone
with our
wolf.
own laptop. Lone wolf talaga.
Yeah.
So, there's some cons to it, but yung mga pros naman, like financial-wise, there's returns. So, I guess, to double down on what he's pointing out, like, kailangan mo talaga malaman yung why mo. Kasi, hindi ka namin pipilitin na mag-force into the freelancing world kung wala ka talagang why. Kasi matatalo ka ng mga gutom na gusto talagang mag-online business na lang at wag lumabas ng bahay. Alam mo yun?
Right.
Like, they know ayoko kasi doon sa BPO kasi toxic yung culture doon Tapos, yun, kaya gusto ko talagang, kailangan ko mapagana tong freelancing, ganun.
Well, if I may add to that, no, if that's your reason, because you don't like the work environment, think twice then before you transfer sa freelancing. Kasi sometimes, may mga tao na akala nila yung transition is gonna solve their problem. But what they don't realize is that mas malaki pala yung problem, mas malaki yung challenge, yung headache. Diba? I'm not sure if that makes sense, pero naranasan ko yun, Luis. Malaki pala, ang hirap din pala. Akala ko madali lang. Akala ko it's gonna solve 99% of my problem.
So, specifically, if culture-wise or like environment-wise yung pinipili nila, like, don't expect kagad na kapag nag-freelancing, masusolve na din yun.
Yes.
What you say.
What if you work with a toxic client? Diba? Good paying nga, pero toxic naman. How can you handle it? Diba? So, you have to establish muna yung foundation, no? You have to parang prepare yourself din when you transition. Yun nga, it's gonna boil down or we're gonna go back doon sa ano ba yung deepest desire mo. You have to identify that.
I guess before we preach, like, I want to go down to the rabbit hole ng freelancing and then like agency building. Pero before we even preach ano yung mga good things, I want to focus sa bad things muna. Like, gusto ko munang marinig ng mga tao na ito yung dark side ng freelancing. At kung makarating kayo sa punto na gusto niya pa din, hindi, gusto ko pa din. This might be for you, right? Like, that might be a good strategy. Well, ikaw ba, coming from BPO tayo na nag-transition sa freelancing, like, are there any changes kagad na na-realize mo? Una, walang kasama. Yung sinabi ko kanina.
Walang kasama. So, if you are used to
working alone,
hindi ka masyadong maninibago sa freelancing setup. Pero kung, alam mo yon, yung every break time mo, kasama mo yung mga colleagues mo sa BPO, and then you transition sa freelancing, and then nag-break ka doon, I mean, nag-lunch ka, wala kang kasama, you're gonna be lonely. Kasi that experience is foreign to you. Bago siya. Diba? So, I think that's a con, or we can categorize that as, a cons, no? Pero, depende yon sa tao.
If I may ask, specifically sa'yo bro, lalo na TL ka. TL pala siya guys, nung resign. But, so, how did you handle it? Like, ang dami kong minamanage, maybe binabati ka palagi sa floor, tapos, magsisa na ako sa laptop ko. Like, so paano mo minanage yun?
To be completely honest, hindi ako nahirapan sa transition kasi 8 years, medyo nagsawa na rin ako sa ganun setup. And then, naiintindihan ko na yung mga friends ko naman dun sa BPO, I can connect with them through mobile. Pwede ako makipag-usap sa Facebook kung nami-miss ko sila, or pwede ako makipag-meet. So, kumbaga, naset ko na expectations ko beforehand. So, wala masyadong struggle doon. Siguro if there's a struggle, yung stability. Kasi nung una, shaky pa eh.
Yeah.
Diba? So, umpisa, if you're just building your portfolio.
Second thing to, pakinggan nyo to.
Yeah. Your client base. Ang kailangan mo i-take na risk is yung risk na baka tomorrow,
wala ka ng
sahod. Diba? Freelancing can be rewarding. Pwede kang kumita ng 3 times doon sa kung ano yung kinikita mo as BPO employee or kung nasan ka ngayon. Pero there's an equivalent risk. And you have to be prepared to take that risk.
Handle that. Yep. And I want to double down on that. Very, 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 very important yon. So, gusto ko nga, sinimulan natin ito ng negatives because if I were to sell something na pag-freelancing related, I would advertise na kikita ka dito, kikita ka dyan, kikita ka dito. Pero di mo alam yung dark side nun. Bukas, hindi ka na pala kailangan ng client. Or guys, let's talk about ano yung mga worst experience mo nun sa client. Meron ka ba na parang biglang, shit, nag-resign na lang siya ng parang tinanggal na lang ako, ganun.
Not really tinanggal, pero I had this client before na palagi siya nagmumura pag may meeting. Maganda yung bayad niya. Okay naman yung hourly rate ko doon. Pero every time na may meeting kami, lagi siyang galit, nagmumura. So, nung una okay lang sa akin, kaya pa i-tolerate. Pero dumating na ako sa point na parang ang toxic na nito, parang hindi na worth it.
So yun na ilalabas yung bad energy.
Oo, yung bad energy. Parang, ayun nga, you've got the right term, Luis, doon, no? So parang, tina-transfer niya sa akin yung bad energy. And yung bad energy na yun, it prevents me from achieving my breakthrough and performing yung regular task ko. Kasi, I was fed by bad energy.
So, dun sa client mo na yun, did you leave him? Anong ginawa mo solution?
I left. And that was one of the best decisions that I've made kasi doon ko din na-discover yung client na nagturo sa akin kung paano mag-build ng agency. So, minsan, i-add ko lang, medyo siguro malayo na to sa topic, pero minsan yung mga ganong klaseng situation, it's just a diversion eh. Parang diversion lang yon for you to experience or to get a new opportunity. So, huwag kayo matakot if ma-experience nyo din yung ganun.
Yup. And another thing na gusto kong i-share about sa mga worst experience niyan. Okay, ito. Nag-general BA kayo kasi wala kayong direction tapos gusto nyo mag-upskill.
Right.
Nag-invest ako sa isang course nun bro, like around 16,000 to learn Facebook ads, kaya ako naging media buyer. And then, I think I've mentioned this a couple of times sa podcast, pero gusto ko din i-explain sa inyo na kapag may mga ganong time, okay, ready na ako. Gusto ko na mag-upskill na sarili ko. It took me 4-5 months before I got my first client. So imagine, nakarenta ka, yung bills mo hindi dumadating. Alam mo yun, the pressure in your mind.
Yeah.
So kailangan mo din ng appetite. Maybe try to save some emergency funds. Pwedeng gano'n. Like, yung expectation lang na gusto namin sa inyong ibigay na when you enter this world, like, hindi lang siya rainbows and butterflies. Like, meron siyang dark side na pwede kang iwan, hindi na siya kailangan.
Yep.
And then yun. Like, pero, the good thing is, pag sinabi ko to sa inyo na 4 months, 5 months bago ako makakuha. So, because at the end of the day, like, you only need one. It only has to work once. Yun yung kasabihan ko ng 2023. It only has to work once. One application lang. Makatanggap ka, boom, you're already in. Set foot in the door. Then, saka mo na i-navigate ngayon, mas may kapabilidad ka na mag-take ng risk na sinasabi ni Ericson kanina, which, like in position ka na ngayon to take the risk. Kasi nga, meron ka ng, may pundasyon ka na eh, like gano'n.
Right.
So, that's another bad thing. Like, yeah. And are there any other bad things, bro, na masasabi mong they should know about? Like, what other stuff?
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud kung ano pa, ano.
Ako may tanong naman ako before,
Good.
bago kayo mag-move on. Yung tanong ko naman here is, di ba, either of the two naman, kung saan ako pwede mag-start. Ano yung kailangan kong makuha? Kailangan ko ba ng experience para makapag-apply ng ganitong work? Or tinatanggap naman kahit walang experience? Paano ako makakuha ng client ng walang experience? Hindi naman ako nag-BPO since gusto ko mag-start ng ano.
Short answer. Hindi, gusto mo na marinig yung answer ni Ericson.
Yeah.
Okay. So, medyo subjective yung part na yan. There'll be people or clients specifically na ang hanapin nila is experience. Pero, there are clients who would be willing to work with someone na walang experience so long na makita nila yung desire mo, makita nila yung intention mo and your eagerness. So, the answer to that is, it doesn't matter kung may experience ka or wala. Pero, dapat din, hindi mo rin parang ma-take for granted yung pagkakaroon ng foundation. You need to have a skill set because how can you deliver value? How can you help someone if you don't have the skill set? So, yun yung point ko. Or, I mean, yun yung take ko doon. So, ikaw, Luis, anong masabi mo?
Actually, medyo simple lang yung answer ko eh. You don't need both of those. What you need is to take action.
Ayun.
Yun lang eh.
Yeah,
Like,
love that.
Ganda na.
Like, fuck experience, fuck yung requirements.
Yeah.
Kung ako, I have the balls enough, like, to take action, boom, somewhere along the door, okay, nadapa ako, bangon, revise, right? Like, that's the first step. So, I guess this is also a message to those na maybe na-stuck sila that they're looking for like a calling. Ito na yung kami na yung mga naka-experience, kami na yung nauna dito. Like, sundin nyo lang. Kami na yung mga nadapao, pakinggan nyo lang, hindi na kayo madadapa, di ba? Parang, those are your calling din na take the chance. Like, even nga bro, like, nagawa ko pa kasi yun, call center, tapos nag-a-apply na ako ng parang VA. Like, you have time. Like, kung hindi naman sila working student, call center sila din, after work, they can apply. Like, especially kung graveyard shift man kayo, good for you kasi graveyard shift pa din ako. Kasi hindi na eh. Pero graveyard shift pa din ako hanggang ngayon. Like, right? So, that would be very good for you, bro. Anong take mo doon?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Kasi action ang magde-define kung saan ka mapupunta eh. So, kahit na ano pang learnings, ano pang foundation ng meron ka, if you do not take action, you're not gonna get doon sa point B mo eh.
Absolutely. Bro, let's take a step back. We're diving deeper sa freelancing. Pero, since ngayon lang kasi 2 years lang ako nag-BPO for context, okay? And I wanted to pick your brain sa BPO since 8 years ka nga. Madaming dawit kang natutunan doon. So, kailangan ko i-pick yung brain mo, okay?
Alright.
So, as someone na galing sa 8 years of BPO experience, the dive deeper muna tayo, then let's go into the freelancing agency world later on as well. Like, what are the common misconception sa kapag nag-call center ka? Right?
Okay.
So, akala nila, madaming kabitan, totoo ba yun? Let's reveal the truth.
Madaming?
Kabitan, nagkakabit-kabitan.
Okay.
May kabit si ganito, may kabit si ganyan. Let's get spicy. Let's get spicy, bro.
Well, one of the misconception Siguro yung malaki sahod muna. Mag-start muna
Okay,
tayo
let's start
doon.
there.
Siguro depende yan sa company and depende yun sa kung ano yung definition ng malaki sa'yo.
Let's give them a range.
Yeah, ng sahod sa BPO.
BPO.
It could range anywhere between 15,000. Hindi na ako masyado updating ngayon, pero could range to anywhere between 15,000 up to 60,000. Yun yung last time na check ko. Siguro way back 2021 pa yun. So that's one common misconception. Number 2, yes, oo, marami ako mga na-witness.
So confirm, madami talagang kabitan sa call center.
Na mga ganyan. Pero marami din naman truthful, no? I would say na they are just there to work and make a living. Yes, so marami pa rin naman, pero we cannot deny na nangyayari yung mga ganon. And hindi lang naman sa BPO, in any industry talagang nangyayari talaga.
Di lang BPO, guys, just to be clear.
Right.
Pero, I guess, just to spice things up, meron ka bang, kahit di na tayo mag-drop name, pero are there any moments there or any instances there na maybe yung since team leader ka, one of your team members, yan, na ganyan, nagka-issue ng ganito. Bigyan natin ulit sila ng onting spices.
Okay.
Like, tell me some worse or like lala naman na nito ang ginawa niya to sa ganito, ganyan.
Medyo pinagpawisan na namin.
Di naman siya magiging snitch kasi hindi niya sasabihin yung pangalan. Completely confidential, okay?
Okay, baka magkamali ako na sagot. Could you rephrase the question again, bro?
Okay. What are the, I guess, like, malalang
Problem.
moments or malalang interaction na experience mo doon sa BPO during your time revolving around relationships? Doon tayo mag-specific.
Okay. So, I've witnessed na may mga may mga parang agent to TL na mga relationship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Baka isa ka doon, bro. Hindi naman. Just to clarify sa misis ni brother. Hindi yan.
Yeah. So, yun, I think that's one. And like I said, it could parang happen naman to any industry, even yung sa mga parang regular corporate or yung, for example, yung mga nasa ibang industry din. So, yeah.
Do you have a theory kung bakit nangyayari yun sa ganong setting? Like, meron ka bang, hindi, kaya nangyayari yun kasi ganito, ganyan. Pero kasi, kung if I were to think, like, merong metric sa Facebook, impressions.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen my ad? Then magiging familiar ka. Then makikilala mo na ako. Then madedevelop. I think, if a team member, like, araw-araw kita nakaka-interact, every night, expect kita dyan na nandiyan ka na naman, makakausap kita. Parang, meron kaming tinatawag na term with the boys. Ang tawag namin, like, work boyfriend and work girlfriend.
Okay.
Like, magkakaroon ka ng work girlfriend or work boyfriend doon kapag nandun ka na,
Okay.
like, siya na yung kasama mo mag-lunch, gano'n, tapos madedevelop. But what's your take on it? Kasi mas madami ka na experience
Okay. Well, may mga ganon talaga. Yeah. Nahirapan ako doon.
Sa theory.
Yeah, may mga ganon. And way back before, I'm not going to deny. Syempre before I met my other half.
Yep.
Meron talagang ganon. Siguro it's just a matter of how you can handle yung temptation. No? If you are a disciplined na tao talaga, no matter how tempting the situation is, siguro you're gonna be able to handle it.
On the contrary, kung single naman sila, would it be perfect for them?
Yes, by all means, you grab any opportunities na
dumating sa'yo, wala ka namang But, yung sa mga wrongdoings lang ang pinupunto.
Right.
Well, common misconception, like, sahod and then kabitan. What about the work culture? Laging nasasabi, hindi toxic mag-call center. Bakit huwag ka mag-ganyan? Laging nasasabi. What's your take on that?
Siguro depende dun sa company tsaka dun sa organization. Ako kasi I was a part of a team wherein talagang
Dikit.
everyone is heard. And hindi kami parang parang what do we call that? Yung parang I don't know. Yung parang clog ka lang sa isang malaking machine, no? So I would say na depende sa sa.
And good thing din na naririnig nila yung perspective mo kasi it's not just coming from like an agent, like it's coming from a leader na pwede ka din makamit ng parang kagaya ng TL si Ericson, then he's handling it well, connected sa tao. So it doesn't necessarily have to be toxic.
Yep.
And would you say na there are ways to din naman? Like, okay, bigyan kita ng situation. Call center agent ako bago, tapos na-realize ko yung team ko toxic. What should I do? What are my options there?
Well, you have to to understand where is the toxicity coming from.
Okay. Source?
No? Is it coming from your leader or team leader, or is it coming from you? Kasi what we don't realize is sometimes, or 90 to 99% of the time, tayo pala yung nagkikreate ng toxicity na yun. Let me give you an example. For example, yung TL mo, sinasabi na you have to hit yung AHT, average handling time, no? Siyempre, the TL will do the job. Sasabihin niya, you have to hit this, ito yung kailangan mong gawin. And if you're the agent, you can perceive that as parang toxic kasi you're being pounded to do something na, that you are required to do naman. So, ayun, you have to really,
self-aware.
Yes.
Self-awareness.
So, narrow down kung saan nanggagaling yung toxicity. And then, you base kung ano yung next action mo doon.
So if it's coming from like a team member na nang toxic sa kanila, lagi silang binabackstab, gano'n. Yung mga ganong scenario na identify mo na hindi. Wala naman akong ginagawa. Pasado lahat ng KPIs ko, pero yung binubuli ako na itong mga to. Hindi ko alam kung mangyayari sa inyo, pero binubuli ako na itong mga to, lagi nila ako inaasar. Like, what should they do in that scenario?
Yeah. So, in that case, no, kung ako I would report it. I would be really transparent when it comes to the situation. Kasi kaya lang din naman tayo nahihirapan sa situation na kung nasan tayo is because hinahayaan natin. We tolerate.
Just to be clear, may bulihan na nagaganap doon or asaran?
Parang even sa
lahat yan professional people sa PPO.
Hindi, parang normal lang din yun. Like let me give you an example na pwedeng ma-take ng iba na bad na parang good sa akin. Naka-sales kami. So parang ang goal sa metrics namin patamihan ng benta ng cellphone. So nagbebenta kami ng cellphone. So kapag ako nasa parang dulo ng list namin every time, pubulihin ako na yan ka na lang parang like it's kind of a good pero there might be bad. Siyempre, hindi mo maiwasan ng mga marites. So, those are the type of like the negative, maybe bullying na pwede kong masabi. Anything to add there?
So, siguro, we just have to, to understand how to handle it and how to also tame your emotions. Kasi minsan naman, for example, your colleague said something bad against you. And that's something that you cannot control kung minsan, even if you report it. I'm not sure if you agree with that. Sometimes hindi mo makakontrol yun. But what you can do is to control how you behave. Pwede mong ignore yun and mag-focus ka na lang on what really matters, which is to do your job and be good at it. So that's my take on it.
Exactly. And even ngayon, kung ma-realize ko yung pinanggagalingan ng parang nakikita ko ngayon yung parang mga words ni Ericson kapag nag-handle ng problem is more like a team leader approach talaga. Kasi ako parang, okay, agent ako na may nabubuli sa akin. Ang gagawin ko kagad dun, request ako, palipat ako team. Kaya bubulahin ko maybe yung bakla dun sa na team leader. Tapos, lipat mo ako dyan. Alam mo yun, like, yun yung mga discarding gagawin ko. Pero the way yung approach nga, like, leader basis talaga. Which, would you say na, yan, yung mga nakikita ko na si parang leadership na pinanggagalingan mo. Would you say na, now that you technically own a company who has people in it, have you applied those things na you've learned from like being a TL, now you're an agency owner?
Yes. Kasi when you are in the agency business, you are in the people business. You're not just gonna talk to your teammates, but you're gonna have to deal with clients and all other people. And I would say na kung ano yung mga natutunan ko in the past, it's being continuously applied hanggang ngayon. So, yeah.
Ayun, curious na ako, if kunyari papasok ako ng BPO, ano yung kailangan kong i-ready? Mentality, ano yung kailangan kong, alam mo yun? Kasi hindi nga, zero idea ako eh.
Magpuyat.
Magpuyat. Tsaka yung English, at least,
Ayun.
syempre, you can express yourself. You don't have to be really proficient. Ganon kasi yung mga nakalagay sa mga job description, yung parang excellent communication skills. Ako, I was hired kahit na utal-utal ako or barok-barok ako mag-English. As long as you are understood, you can express
Clear.
yourself, I think you got the chance na makapasok. Yun. So, kailangan mo lang i-prepare yung at least basic level of English. And then, ano pa ba?
And I guess kung coming from a position ka na talo ka na sa English, like, before you apply, like, try learning it from yourself lang. Ang ginagawa ko nung nagsasalita ko palagi sa banyo, or nagre-record ako, tapos papakinggan ko. Then, meron kami mga set of questions. Tanong ka lang ngayon kay ChatGPT, like, I'm practicing to learn how to speak English. Ask me questions that I can read out loud. Like, tell me about yourself. Like, ganun lang yun eh. Tapos record ko, tignan ko yung approach ko. Like, being proactive, yung tamang word na, be proactive na to learn kasi, tignan mo, even sa amin, very big pa din yung part ng pagiging communication skills. And I've learned it all from like call center agent. Kaya sobrang laki pa din ng respeto ko sa mga call center agents. Like, because you will learn a ton and applicable pa din siya. So parang yun, isa din yun sa masasabi kong kakailanganin mo.
Yes.
Now, going back sa pagiging freelancer, now, okay, they've selected the skill. They've got their first client. Congrats to you guys. Now, let's dive deeper sa mga good things naman, okay?
Okay.
Para matuwa sila, okay, let's give them an idea or on what are the ranges ng pwedeng lang sahurin from like a freelancer standpoint and then kung agency owner na sila later on. Like, ano yung mga possibilities na nakita na natin and or even experience na namin, pwede din. So like, let's start with like a freelancer. Say may skill na sila, makuha sila 2-3 clients. Like, what can they expect? Like, in terms of salary, ano yung mga possible na ranges?
Specific figure ba? Or specific range?
Yeah, let's give them a range para complete transparency.
Yeah. Siguro kung hourly, siguro it could start sa $3 hanggang $200 per hour.
Damn.
Or more than that. Pwede pang umabot ng $500 per hour yun. Depende sa kung nasang niche ka. And if it's monthly, figuratively speaking, you can earn between 30,000 hanggang siguro mga 200 or 300,000. Depende pa rin yun kung sa niche ka and kung ilang clients yung siniserve mo.
I agree.
Yeah.
Kasi there's also a gap kasi minsan dumating kasi ako dun, bro, sa like 2023 ko is my like freelancing peak, masasabi ko. Kasi tanggap ng client, we work like tirelessly 16-hour days, 14-hour days. Pero there's a cap to it kasi kung iba-iba yung mundo mo, mundo ko sa ads dito, mundo ko iba na yung ginagawa ko dito, nagta-type, nagko-cold call. Alam mo yun, like, there would be a cap it. That's why, yung advantage din na binigay ko sa inyo kanina, if you can select a skill na replicatable or duplicatable, na pwede mong i-apply din ang maghanap ka sa ibang bagay, that would make your life 10 times easier, masasabi ko. Kasi,
Agree.
hindi iba-iba yung mundo mo. Ginagawa mo lang isang mundo pero at scale,
Yep.
right? Like you have different floors sa buildings.
Yep.
So now, well, pwede ba natin silang sharean ng okay, like what are the masasabi mong top paying naman? Na high paying pala, high paying na pwede nilang bigyan ng tip, okay?
High paying.
Let's give them a range, like starter around the 30K range, and then ano yung mga binabayaran talaga ng todo. I'll give my take.
Sige.
30K, you could go for like a general VA na kung ano yung ginagawa.
Right.
And then, let me give you a range ng 100K. Bibigyan ko kayo ng gitna. 100K, you could achieve 100K kapag may specific specialized skill ka. Masasabi ko specialized. Kasi, hinahire tong tao na to na ine-expect na ng business owner na alam mo na yung gagawin.
Yes.
An example there would be like media buying ng ginagawa ko dati. Pag nag-inquire sa akin yung business owner, gusto niya mag-run ng ads, ine-expect niya na pag join ako sa kanila, alam ko na mag-run ng ads. Not like call center. Pag join ka, hindi mo pa alam magtawag, hindi mo pa alam yung SOP, i-train ka pa nila, then saka ka lang lalapag sa operasyon.
Yep.
But compared sa freelancing, they expect you that you're already an expert. Then, tutulungan mo yung business kasi may specialized skill ka na. Then, I would say, range ng 200, makukuha mo to kung take ko lang to madaming paraan, pero the clearest way is if you could make them more. If I could make you 1 million, babayad ka lang sa akin ng 2. It makes sense. No-brainer.
Yes.
So, specific skills, maybe email copywriting, yung mga nagsusulat sa email list, maybe video editing, posible din doon.
Yep.
Cold email. Pero, anong take mo doon, bro? Like, sa ranges.
Actually, sobrang spot on nung sinabi mo. If you're just starting out, and yun, general VA, tama ka, nandun sa 30 to 50,000 na range. Could go up to 50,000. Yung sa 100,000, ito na yung talent na makakapag-solve ng problem and makakapag-save ng time at the same time. And then, yung more than that, either parang you were able to develop a high level of skill set na talaga, more like a parang consultant. Kasi mga consultant, pagka, for example, they parang do consulting with other businesses, they charge $500, $1,500 per hour. So, yun yung mga part na talagang sobrang high level.
Binabayaran na yung mga freelancers
Knowledge.
para sa alam nila.
Yes, the shortcuts. Yun, shortcut ng knowledge yun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, if you're just starting out, like, binibigyan lang din namin kayo ng ideas. Okay, yun yung bad side din, pero ito naman yung mga good sides. Possibilities are endless. Like, and sometimes, common misconception nga din, bro, sa freelancing, nakikita ko sa comments, like, 6 digits, posible ba yan doon? Like,
Actually, pwede mo makuha na isang client. Yun eh, iba nga, ginagawa nila ng couple of days lang.
yeah.
It's possible.
And ito lang din yung parang simple reason ko dun eh. Like, kaya nagmumukhang malaki yung 6 digits kasi nag-ooperate pa kayo sa mundo ng peso. Nag-ooperate kami sa mundo ng dollars.
Yep.
Merong yung bayad ng conversion, multiply by 56, 58 yata ngayon. See, like, yung simple math lang yun eh. Like, 100K yata ngayon is 1,800 or 1,700 something.
Yep.
So, completely possible. Yun lang yung short answer doon. Now, they pick a skill. Nakuha sila multiple clients, but they hit a gap. They hit a limit na shit, kailangan ko hindi na ako mag-grow. Kasi busy pa din ako eh. Hindi ako maano eh. Ano na yung next step doon? Which is parang the agency model. Like, busy na ako, ang dami kong clients, pero ako lang mag-isa. Ganon. Like, what's the next blueprint there naman?
You have to delegate. And before you can start delegating, syempre, you have to document kung ano yung process na ginagawa mo. Sabi mo kanina, kailangan ano ba yun? What's the word? Duplicable, no? So yung duplicable process na yun, you have to put that into an SOP or some kind of document so you can transfer the skill set. I believe that's the next step. Ikaw, ano para sa'yo, Luis?
No, completely right. Pero ang only thing na i-add ko doon, okay, the way niya sinabing delegate is, ito lang yung major reason doon eh. Magkakaroon na ako ng step-by-step process kung paano ko ginagawa yung ginagawa ko ngayon that I could give to other people so they can do the job and I can continue selling. Parang, hindi lang siya yung parang, okay, tatamad-tamad ka lang ngayon kasi na-delegate mo na.
Yep.
Parang there's a next step na, okay, the reason why you're delegating at the first place, para makapag-focus ka sa most important thing, which is to bring in more money. Like, so, yun, add ko lang sa delegation part din.
Yes. I completely agree doon. So, it doesn't mean na you're gonna delegate tapos you're gonna relax na, you're gonna, you're gonna be out sa business mo. You have to focus on high-level tasks. So, you can, three times yung number of clients mo.
Absolutely. Now, medyo magiging advanced level na to, pero if some agency owner might be listening out there, let's talk about starter agency owner na gusto magsimula, and then let's talk about the things na kailangan nila i-prepare sa, kasi naranasan ko to eh. Ito yung pinagsasabi ko sa previous podcast namin, yung like from a freelancer to a business owner na magkaiba kasi yung mundo nun eh. Like, ngayon ko lang na-realize na madami palang minimanage, na parte ka lang pala ng operasyon, ganyan. So I guess, let's give them a background. Okay, freelancing sila, magaling sila sa ginagawa nila, pero hindi sila yung business owner na marunong mag-operate, SOP, manage clients, client fulfillment, etc. Like, what should they expect if they were to come inside sa agency world? Like,
right. Sobrang interesting ng topic natin kasi I didn't expect that you're gonna ask that, but it's a good thing that you did para alam din ng mga audience natin, Luis. So the first thing that they have to understand is they're gonna be in a separate business. What do I mean by that? If you're good at sending cold emails, iba na yung lalaroin mo when you run an agency. You're gonna be in people and emotional business. That means na hindi ka lang magsasend ng cold email, ikaw din yung magsasales, marketing. Siyempre, you're starting out eh. You don't have the resources pa unless you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the accountant. You're gonna learn how to do yung finance sa agency business mo. You're gonna have to learn how to
bookkeep.
Diba? So, you're gonna be in that game. And sometimes things can be hurtful. Overwhelming and hurtful for you. For example, hurtful in a sense na, for example, may tao ka na and then the person left you because of whatever reason. Siyempre, minsan, painful yun for an agency owner na parang that person left you. Why? You have to understand and then you have to move on. So, you're gonna be in that game and you're gonna be in a different realm if you decide to go from being a freelancer to an agency owner.
Kasi you're running a real business now.
Yes.
I guess bibigyan ko sila ng analogy dito eh. Imagine having multiple hats, okay? The goal is agency world, boom, bumukas yung pinto. Tapos ang dami mong hats na nakikita diyan. You have to wear at first in the beginning, you have to wear different hats. Ikaw yung mag-HR, ikaw yung magma-marketing, ikaw yung magse-sales, ikaw yung mag-bookkeeping, accountant, etc. You have to wear those different hats, and the end goal, ultimately, is to give those hats to people who are better than you. Yung mga sinabi mo kanina. Who are better than you that can act within that role na ako, nandito na tinitignan ko lang yung, okay, isang hats yung mga kulang dyan. Now, you're looking at a higher level, hindi ka na lang yung freelancer. So, ito din yung expectation na kailangan ko ibigay sa nila. Even if they are a good freelancer, it's a completely different game. Like, kasi totoong business na siya eh. Like, masasabi ko nga, applicable din to if lalabas tayo ng agency world. Let's say mag-e-commerce tayo. You still have the fulfillment, operations, marketing. So, it's a real business concept na talaga eh. So, that's why, it's kind of like overwhelming kapag hindi ka pa talaga familiar sa business world.
Yep.
Are there any parts dun sa, since medyo exempted ka dito kasi parang nagmamanage ka na eh, medyo team leader ka na eh, pero
Okay.
are there any parts nung nag-agency ka na parang nag-struggle ka pa a little bit? Like, did you struggle on operations? Did you struggle on managing? Did you struggle client fulfillment, etc.?
Finance.
Finance.
Doon ako nag-struggle ng sobra. I don't know how to create reports. I don't know how to parang track or check if I'm profitable or not.
Problem solver dahil yun ang pinakamalaga, lagi may problema sa business. And then, I would say adaptability dahil madami kang kailangan suotin na hats nga. Kasi kailangan mo maging chameleon. Kung may
Yep.
kulay green dyan, kailangan ka maging kulay green.
Right.
Whatever it is. Like, I would say, even nga, I would say I haven't even cracked this kasi, pero I know people that are good, very good at running their business. Kasi the only skill that they have is knowing how to put the right people dun sa task na yun.
Yeah.
Like, merong mga, I don't know if you've heard the Virgin, yung may-ari ng Virgin na companies. Bumili siya ng Virgin Cruise, pero nilagay niya lang yung pangalan niya doon, siya yung sa pera, pero meron siyang mga partners na 20
Yep.
years, 30 years na sa industry. So, you know, ikaw, business owner ka lang talaga eh. Oh, kailangan mo ng pera? Anong kailangan mo strategy? Tapos parang, but they now that they put the right people there, they can now focus on the rest, or even nga let them handle it na. Completely delegate. Anything to add there, bro?
Yeah, everything na sinabi mo makes sense, and yun din siguro you have to parang prepare yourself mentally kasi it's gonna be a long game. And katulad ng sinabi mo, up until now, kumbaga parang hindi mo pa nakakrak yung I'm not sure if I understood it well, pero yung parang
Finding
yung putting
the
the right people. Kahit ako din, it's a trial and error. Parang, okay, I have this one good person in my team, how do I get the next one? So, may ganun pa rin ako. Nahihirapan pa rin ako. It's gonna be a long game, Zed. So, you have to prepare yourself mentally, and by preparing, it doesn't mean na parang you will only prepare once before you step into the game. It's gonna be an ongoing process din.
Another thing na gusto kong quote doon, bro, yung we're not sprinters. Like, parang nasa marathon
Nasa
tayo.
marathon, yes.
Say, like 20 km. Alam mo yun? Like,
Right.
hindi ka nagmamadali dito na fast flip ka lang.
Yep.
Pero you're building each piece, finding the right people.
Yep.
Good thing din na tandaan ko yung hire slow, fire fast, yung mga ganon. Which even me, hindi nag-struggle pa nga ako ngayon sa part na yun eh. Pero, ma-curious lang ako, in your business, are you pro to hiring relatives or friends? Like, do you support that? Like, do you think it's gonna work? Ganun. Kasi merong mga nagsasabi din na business owner, huwag ka mag-work sa pamilya. Ganun.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough question, no? Kasi I used to hire friends and relatives. Kumbaga, I closed the opportunity to, or parang hindi na ako nag-hire ng mga tao outside. I just chose kung sino yung nasa network ko.
Yeah.
And I would say na it's not a mistake kasi I still have people in my team na tulad ng co-founder ko, she's my other half. So, she's a relative, no? Pero I would say na just don't close the opportunity kasi baka genuine naman yung intention nung relative mo. Talagang he or she just want to add value to your business and help. But prepare for the instance na baka masira kayo. So siguro the answer to that is okay lang ba sa'yo na kung if anything goes wrong between dun sa work relationship nyo, willing ba kayo na masira?
Worst case scenario.
Worst case. Hindi naman laging ganun ang ending. Pero willing ka ba? Are you willing to take that risk? If yes, by all means, you hire a relative. If not, you just stay friends and you stay as, family.
coming from someone who've hired many people, have you seen any difference naman nung you've hired majority contractors? Like, what I'm pointing out here is towards the relationship kasi kailangan mo i-establish na pag nasa work tayo. Pag nasa labas tayo, friends tayo. Alam mo yun, yung ganung type ng barrier. Like, have you seen anything improve nung nag-try ka na ng pure contractors kasi may respect sila sa'yo, or what's it like?
Yeah. Kumbaga, if you hire contractors, they know kung ano na yung dapat nilang gawin. They know what to deliver. So, if they understand what needs to be delivered, then nandun yung respect, nandun yung understanding kung ano yung need ng business. So, yun.
Absolutely. I follow ka dun. Yeah. So, now that we have discussed kung ano naman yung mga parts ng agency na kailangan nilang maintindihan, let's talk about the good side. Okay? How about the earnings? Okay, nakap tayo dun sa kanina sa 200,000.
Okay.
If you are an agency owner who say manages multiple clients, what are the potential earnings na maybe na-experience mo on the lower end and other people in our space na nakita nating ganito siya nag-ooperate?
Right. It depends on who you are catering to and what kind of service are you providing. But to give you a range, no, and this is based on my experience, you can make a revenue, not earn. I'm not gonna use that term. You can make a revenue of 300,000 up to couple of million pesos. Depende yan kung paano mo mai-scale yung business mo.
Lower 7 digits or would you say higher 7 digits, like 8, 9?
I haven't gotten to that point, so I really can't tell yung sa 8 and 9 figures. But I think that's doable. And I've witnessed many agencies who surpass yung ganong level.
Bro, I'll be direct. Have you hit the 7-figure months?
Yes.
Damn. Ooh. How old are you when that happened?
Eto, nung nag-agency business ako. So, I believe that was just last year lang pala.
Damn. Okay. And then, I guess, like, from timeline, so if last year lang, did it took you 2-3 years?
Yes.
From like starting the agency?
Yep.
So, yun din siguro yung ginagawa kong perspective ngayon na hindi to madalian na pag na-hit mo yun na. Like you have to maintain it. Like, ngayong 7 digits ka na, may babayaran ka, mas malaki na yung bayarin mo kasi may mga employees ka, and yung mga ganun. Like, I guess, meron ka bang mga proudest milestones doon nung financial figure-wise? Like, what have you felt nung na-achieve mo yun? Like, was it even your goal at the first place? Gusto ko marinig yung perspective mo dun eh.
Yes. Yun talaga yung goal ko, to make a lot of money. Kasi I came from, yun talagang walang-wala eh. Wala akong savings. So, that was really my motivation to make, a lot of money. Ano nga yung next, mga yung follow-up na?
You're like, ano yung na-felt mo nung na-achieve mo na yung mark na yun, gano'n?
Ano yung na-fed?
Na-feel mo na.
Ayun, sige. So, what I felt after achieving that is, nagkaroon ako parang sense of accomplishment.
Milestone.
Yes, milestone. And kapag kasi na-feel mo yon, your body's common response, I'm not sure if this is for na-experience ng lahat, pero how I responded to that is parang ay, ang sarap magbakasyon, or parang gusto ko
like,
parang mag-lie low.
Naka-achieve ka ng mountain.
Right.
Na parang, pahinga muna tayo dito.
Ganon.
Wow.
But, hindi pala ganon. You have to parang keep, parang make the momentum flowing or keep the momentum going. Kasi you're always one step away from going back to step one.
Absolutely.
And that happened to me. So, kumbaga, we established yung 20 clients paying us between $1,500 to $2,000 per month. So, na-achieve namin yun. Pero, we ended up losing, 75% of them. Like, natira na lang, 5, 7. It could happen to you, and it could happen to anyone. Yung mga big companies nga, na-experience nila yung ganun. So, siguro, ang pinaka, what we can learn from there is, you just have to, parang...
Like parang yung put your foot on the pedal, on the gas, like, don't like, wag mo i-lift yung foot mo dun sa gas. Like, nagtutuloy-tuloy ka na nga, naka-push ka na nga, tuloy-tuloy. Tapos nung naka-hit ka ng 1 minute, para masabi mo bang i-lift ka ng foot mo sa gas.
Parang ganun yung nangyari. I'm not saying na wag kayong magpahinga. I'm not saying na ganun yung gawin nyo. I'm just saying na you have to, kumbaga, parang sabi mo nga kanina you have to double down. Kumbaga, i-duplicate mo pa, scale mo pa yung effort. Nag-work na Ba't di mo i-continue yung momentum?
Have you felt that there's new mountain to climb nung na-achieve mo yun? 7 figures, okay. Did you want to achieve 8? Ano yung parang, is there a new mountain na nag-open up sa'yo? Or, kasi meron din, curious din ako kasi I believe that some people have some limit na, okay na ako dito, masaya na to, pamilya ko, pero may time ako, sa pamilya ko kasi, but some people are hungry, like me. I don't care. Kahit di na ako mag-work, pero take care of my family, I'll do it. Pero, what was your experience? Like, did new doors open nung na-experience mo yun? Or new mountains to climb na gusto mo ma-achieve?
Yes. And I believe there will always be mountain for every milestone. And that mountain is you. Diba? So, kasi after once na ma-experience mo yun, you have the self of accomplishment na you would feel na parang you want more. And by nature, ganun kasi tayo mga tao We are not programmed para maging satisfied. We're not built for that.
We always want more.
We always want more.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be another mountain.
Absolutely.
Another mountain to climb.
Because yung version ni Ericson as a 7-figure business owner, ibang version yung kailangan mong maging para maging 8-figure business owner. Right?
Yes.
Which brings me down to my question. Well, ano naman yung mga main changes na nangyari personally as an Ericson business owner when you were starting out at 200, 100K? How did you scale from like 6 to 7 figures? What was the main change internally? Like, nag-isip ka ba na mag-focus lang dito? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So, I doubled down in providing value or in making our service really good. Yun ang parang...
Product first?
Yes, product first. Kasi when you have a good product, lalapit sa'yo yung mga clients They will ask about your product. They will ask or they will work with you. So, yun yung unang binild ko na foundation. Pero syempre, along the way, may mga struggles din yun. Nagkamali din ako. Very tempting When you are in the agency world, you could see a lot of opportunities. And if you follow yung, if you catch all yung shiny things, baka possible na if you don't do it correctly,
Mabulag ka.
Yes, or mawalan ka. So, siguro that's one thing to note. But to go back doon sa question mo, that's one. Yun yung naging parang breaking point namin. Pangalawa, talagang we did not stop sa pag-market at pagkausap ng mga clients. Kasi yun yung magkikip ng business mo or yun yung magsusustain ng growth ng business.
Yeah.
Sell more.
Absolutely. Bro, gusto ko lang din, and tell me if it's too personal na, but now, nag-take kasi tayo from like call center, naging freelancer ka, okay, ito na yung idea nila sa agency.
Robot na siya.
Good. Hati lang tayo. Magtaas ka lang tapos bibigay ko sa'yo.
Or ako.
Ganun
Ay,
pa.
okay.
So, I wanted to bring up, like, galing kasi tayong agency, from like being a call center agent, tinuruan natin sila, ito yung step by step sa pag-freelancing. This is what
Okay.
you can do. And then, agency owner. Like, now, okay, if you look at the bigger picture, everything relates towards money, pero iba-ibang level lang. Kaya yung, pareho kami ng saying nun like, ano bang definition mo ng malaki? Like,
Yep.
kapag isa kausap ko yung pamilya ko, like, other friends ko,
Right.
like, malaki sahod niyan. Ano ba sa inyo malaki? Parang, magkaiba
Yep.
kasi tayo subjective siya eh. Like, baka malaki
Yes.
sa iyo, 100. Like, malaki sa akin, 10. Alam mo yun? Like, pero, okay, at the end of the day, if you go that ladder path, the goal is to earn money. Pero, I wanted to hear your opinion and I wanted to share mine as well kung interested ka.
Okay.
And tell me if it's too personal. Okay, you have the money now. Where do you put it? What are you doing with it right now? Like, nag-i-invest ka ba sa sarili mo? Do you buy stocks? Do you buy crypto? Are you planning on buying a house? Talk to me about that.
Yep. So, I'm saving yung part ng na-earn ko. That's one. And then, yung ibang part ng na-earn ko, I'm investing it sa sarili ko. Like, I'm always in the lookout for new courses, hiring mentors, getting anything that would upgrade myself as a whole. And it's not just, yung what do we call that? Yung about work or yung something that would educate me. That includes physically. Like, for example, ngayon 2025, I have this goal of, getting shredded. Then I hired someone who can help me get
Shredded.
shredded.
you
So,
go.
ganon. So, that's how I parang, manage, or that's how I
Use the money.
Yeah. So, parang binabalik ko lang din sa sarili ko. Because I do believe na if you do that, you can always make threefolds.
Always upgrade yourself.
Yeah.
And bro, have you compared like what was your spending habits look like like when you were a TL versus ngayon? Like, did anything change there or frugal ka ba talaga? Anong type mo doon?
Yeah, actually malaki yung naging difference. So, hindi ako frugal, and I'm going to be honest. I wasn't good at money until how do I say it? A year ago na nagkaroon ako ng struggle. So, I would say na when I started making a lot of money, the first thing that I did was to buy things that could prove that I have a lot of money.
Like validation part.
Validation. So I'm seeking for validation. I was seeking for validation. I want people to validate na this is who I am now.
Can you name a few na mga ginastos mo nun?
For example, sa t-shirt, I spent 30,000 for Balenciaga na t-shirt, and then
Okay.
Off-White 20,000 na t-shirt, and then yung mga shoes sobrang dami, and nasira lang yung mga shoes collections ko. I ended up not using all of them, and it's not worth it. Yeah.
Would you say, has it been a real urge? Like, I'm trying to understand kasi gusto ko din, I don't want to be like,
Okay.
gusto ko na skip yung mga learning process mo. So,
Right.
I'm talking to a kuya na to, kumbaga.
Oo.
Like, ako parating ako dyan. Like, I'm confident enough, mag-meet din kami doon sa DJs na yung magsasabayan kami doon. But, I want to skip some of the mistakes na masasabi mo, you should avoid this. Huwag mo nang gawin niya kasi.
Okay.
So, would you say na, syempre, tama nga, it feels foreign eh. Like, bago sa paningin mo yung, shit, ito na yung pumapasok. Like, it's too much na, bayad na yung bills ah. Like, may sobra pa din. Is it normal to feel that urge na, kasus tayo, bilhin ko na ito. Ano ba yan? Tingin ako dito, bilhin ako dyan. Parang, kasi, syempre, as a kid, kailangan mo talagang mangarap, yung mga ngarap ka. Ako nga, sabi ko, babalik ako dun sa LV para bumili na ng backpack eh.
Oo.
Yeah, isa yun sa mga dream ko.
Okay.
So, what was your experience like nung na-achieve mo yun? Like, has it been a real urge? Ganon?
It hasn't. So parang na-realize ko na lang doon na, oh, I have money. And ano ba paano ba nag-a-act yung may mga, yung may pera?
Okay.
So, nakita ko, they have to dress well, they have to like, wear this fancy stuff.
Okay.
So, I did the same thing. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying na siguro you will probably come to that point na talagang magkakaroon ka ng urge. And when you parang experience that, you just have to when you get to that point, you just have to parang experience that or pagdaanan mo. That's just my personal take. You can take this as a grain of salt.
Yeah.
For those who are listening, but for me, what I would recommend is pagdaanan mo lang. No?
Kasi iba yung feeling kapag ikaw yung mismo nasugatan eh. Like,
right.
Kesa sa kwento kong nasugatan lang ako.
Diba? Kung yun yung motivation mo, kunwari, gusto mo talaga ng bagong shoes, yun yung parang motivation mo, then, it's expensive. You go for it, enjoy mo, isuot mo sa paa mo, and then, ayun, you're gonna feel, no, if it's really worth it or not after a while.
So, going back sa minention ko, which is like how you're currently using the money, right? Nung napagdaanan mo na, gumastos ka na, this is just for validation. Has there been like the bulb switch na ting na even man, like parang ano yung nagpa-realize sa'yo na this is just like binavalidate ko lang yung sarili ko, or even nga parang term nga nila dun ngayon sa social media, it's like healing your inner child, ginagano pa. Bullshit. Anong na-experience mo naman nung after that stage? Like,
well, noong una masaya, syempre.
Bili-bili ka,
spend ka, and sasabihin mo sa sarili mo na you deserve it, that this is your reward. Pero after a while, ito yung experience ko lang. Nag-subside din yung parang, yung parang
satisfaction
excitement.
or joy.
So, nung na-experience ko na yung nung nag-subside na yung excitement, parang I questioned myself. Worth it kaya na I'm spending my money dito sa mga ganitong bagay just to prove that
Sa iba.
This is who I am now. And I have realized na it's not worth it. I mean, people are not really looking at you. They actually don't care about you. They care about themselves. So, para sa akin ngayon hindi na importante kung fancy ka manamit, how good your watch is, but as long as that you carry yung values and the good character and you present yourself nice, for me, okay na yun.
I kind of have a different take there. Completely agree if that's what you're yun yung calling mo eh. But
right.
I would say, well, we have different wants and goals sa life. So, I guess what you're saying is, kung yan yung goal mo, and then hindi talaga mag-fit yung ibang goal. Like, dito ka nga, square ka nga hindi ka circle. Like, hindi yun yung goal mo eh. But, I would say, hindi ko din i-discourage din na bumili kasi even ako, I'm sure enough, like, give me 1 to 2 years, pabalik ako sa LB. Dream ko talaga yung bag na yun, yung backpack, lalagyan ng laptop. Pabalik talaga ako doon eh. But, I guess, if that's your motivation, and then you'll work hard, and then yung environment mo magiging apektado dahil doon sa isang goal mo.
Right.
Kasi by me getting rich, I can now give opportunities, I can now bless other people, I can now provide back to my family. Even that's my simple as LV bag, pero yung kung by extension naman, para akong nagre-radiate
okay.
Yung may yung parang naapektuhan ka ng energy ko. So it's still if it works, it works. Like
yes.
like kung I guess like coming from like a wrong intention kasi yung parang to prove to other people. Eh. Pero
Yes.
if you genuinely like the Balenciaga, why not?
For yourself,
Yeah,
no?
for yourself. Pero if you're doing it for other people, I guess that's where the problem comes in.
Yep.
Go
I
ahead.
love yung yung good take na yun.
Good, bro.
Ako yung dagdag ko lang here sa sinabi ni Luis kasi.
Oo.
Diba? Ang pinagkaiba doon ng bumibili siya ng gamit just for the sake of people na ito para magustuhan niya.
Flex.
Right.
Oh, flex. One time nung bumili siya nung new car niya, imbes na mayabangan kami, ano kami. Parang
We got
all the
inspired.
boys na inspire kami na wow,
Oo.
nakaya niya. So nakalampas siya ng another level. So kailangan din namin mag-level up. So feeling ko yung nakuha namin doon sa siguro piliin mo yung right people na makakita nun. Then
Yup.
yan yung para sa akin siguro. Kasi
Love that.
yun yung naramdaman.
So, kumbaga, naging inspiration yung ginawa mo.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah.
Right.
So, like, August last year.
Okay.
And even, vlinag ko nga to eh. Pre-private ko lang sa channel ko. Pero, even on my vlog, like, hindi mo makikita na excited na nagda-drive. Pero, mas excited pa ako mapakita to sa tropa ko. Like, kasi, parang, nakapasok na tayo ng ibang mundo. Like, parang, ibang world na to. Like, tignan mo, may tropa na kayo na sports car. Parang, ano ba yun? Like, I can finally say that. But I'm not saying na, you should just degrade, pero with our values, with our core values na being stoic, like you should take that not as a bragging rights, pero but rather like kung posible nagawa niya, kaya mo din like and I guess it's a very real important to have like the right people surrounding you. Like how did that in your world like sino yung masasabi mong like that like amplified yung progress mo na yun na parang nung amplified yung progress mo business wise, like sino yung mga tumulong sa'yo sa ganun?
Family. Number one is my partner. So siya talaga yung tumulong sa akin, nag-motivate sa akin na to do better sa ginagawa ko, and siya yung support sa akin. Like ang hirap din kasi if you have, I mean, if for example, you are a woman and your husband is a business is an agency owner or a businessman, talagang tututok yan sa business. But my partner has been very supportive sa akin. Like sa weekends, minsan nag-work ako. So I think she's the one who really amplified my my results. And then the whole family and myself. Yeah.
So yung another important medyo relationship topic na nga to, pero yung like very important yung sinabi mo na choosing the right partner, because if other girls na pakembot-kembot lang pero like hindi kanya masusuportahan, like it doesn't fit to what your mission is. Like, pero masasabi ko, kung ganun man yung nangyari, na nakita niya yung vision mo and then sinuportahan ka niya kasi if starting from the ground up, sinuportahan ka niya, nandun siya. Like, she saw the vision, she supported you, then that's how important it is. Like, so, sa mga single dyan, and even sa tropa nating si Zen,
Come on na. Yo!
it's a very important thing to choose the right partner.
Being the right partner, that's very important.
So, we've discussed everything. How can they find you, bro? Like, for the Filipino communities, pwede ba sila magtanong sa'yo? Are you doing your own social media here in the Philippines?
You guys can reach out to me via LinkedIn. So, sobrang active ako sa LinkedIn. You can shoot any questions there. You can also reach out to me via our website. It's www.leadassassin.com. You can check kung ano yung ginagawa namin doon, and there's also a button there where you can book a time. So if you wanna work with us, you can book a time. And ano pa ba? I don't have my personal YouTube yet. So just LinkedIn and our website.
Absolutely. So napansin nyo, kapag professionals talaga, kailangan nyo mag-LinkedIn. So, since we're speaking to freelancers and aspiring business owners, go to LinkedIn, okay? Bawal nyo siya i-add sa Facebook or Instagram. Pang mga normie lang yun. Kapag business owner, we go to LinkedIn or visit his website.
Yes.
Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you so